bro.
One person's on offense here. Make sure you guys are like behind the college 2-point line. Another guy in the corner, and then help defense. Or that defender's gonna start here. I'm gonna pass it in. Right off of that, you're attacking. You gotta stay on this half of the court. All right. If you get scored on, you're off.
Allowing my players to get the best possible training is extremely important to me, as well as giving my players access to highly competitive settings and bringing in other players that can compete and challenge Kaleb, Manny, and all the other players that I train. So this week we brought in T and we brought in Saul. These are two tough players, both physical, both aggressive, and both intense. These are two Division I players, so bring some great skill sets to the table and really allow Kaleb and Manny to be challenged in all sorts of ways. But most importantly, bring that intensity, bring that focus, and bring that determination to get better, which is also going to in turn help Manny and Kaleb.
Thank you. Respect your elders. Hey, chicken. Shut up. Fuck out of here, bitch. Hey, yo. That B word's crazy, though. That's crazy. Dude. Ah! But another thing I learned, I'm the kryptonite. 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 Bro. Yeah.
You didn't bang it, right?
Nah.
What happened?
It's like high place.
It's on the same side as the bench ring? Take it. Yeah. Sit down from me.
And you better not bleep that out. Come on, Max. Hey, this is nice. I swear to God he's nice. I swear to God he's nice.
Finally put up, though.
King of the hill. Still the top dog. Don't forget it.
How do you say his name? He's still in college?
No, that's you're thinking of a different.
So thankfully my dad is a PT to allow Manny to get easy access to the proper treatment and recovery needed to get him back on the straight and narrow. Manny getting hurt is just a very small setback that will actually help him become better and stronger in the long run once he completely heals. Now this is a good learning moment for Manny and for everyone listening, because over the last couple of days and weeks he hasn't really taken care of his body to the best of his ability, and not the way that you guys are thinking. Obviously he's still getting a lot of hours in, working out on the court, off the court, as well as logging a lot of hours at work. Now this puts a lot of stress on your body, and if you're not giving yourself the proper recovery and taking care of your body, stretching, mobility, that kind of thing, you're putting yourself at a serious risk to get hurt, and that could be the biggest mistake any player makes. I see this happen way too many times. Players are just continuously working out all the time, but never giving themselves any rest and proper recovery, so they're putting themselves at risk to get hurt. And guess what? If you get hurt, you can't play. Now that could be the biggest mistake you make, because you put all these hours in, you work extremely hard, you make these sacrifices, but you throw it all away because you didn't want to do the little things to properly recover, stretch, do the mobility to keep yourself healthy. Now that's exactly what happened here. He was putting his body at risk because he wasn't willing to do the little things, but this is a great learning opportunity. Now things, don't go as planned, but you have to learn from them. Now this is a great learning opportunity from him and a great chance for you guys to learn from somebody else's mistake. Take care of your body. Don't just do all the hard work and just kill your body. You have to train smart and recover.
What I'm trying to do is, so when you're going here, you're getting that pain there because you're coming in, which is, and then I saw you a couple times, you're like, okay, wait a minute. And when you do that, you're better. But the key is, is just get out here and keep it out. So this is something we gotta work on. That's all. No worries. Good job. Good work. Let's see how it feels, okay?
Appreciate you.
I'll see you at your house.
See you at the house.
All right. Good.
All right, Joe. Yo. What it do, my boy?
What's good?
What's good with you? Yo, you signed?
Wow.
You signed to that team, though?
Hell yeah.
No, you didn't, bro.
Jeez.
Congratulations, brother. Shit, I'm waiting on my contract. Not playing with me. I said, I'm waiting on my contract.
So where?
Shit, we talking to a couple teams right now.
What's the main two?
Shit, I might go back to Ireland for one more year. My boy put me on with his agent type shit, so we gonna see what's up with that too. He's like with like a legit agency. I don't know if you heard of him, Kaleb Joseph. Yeah, dude went to like Syracuse and then he went to Creighton. He just came back from Slovenia last year, so he gonna put me on with some shit. Well, at least with his agent and shit, so we'll see how that goes too. For now, I'm just working. I'm about to go to my training crib. I'm gonna call you back. All right, one.
Training for me is not just a show up, train, and go home type of deal. This is an all day, every single day process that not a lot of people get to see or even understand. So every single day I try to spend a lot of time on my self-development, and that has been a major key and staple in my life ever since I started this. So spending hours every day on film study, reading, exploring different training methods and ways that I can improve my players. I'm also spending a large amount of time every day filming, editing, distributing content. I'm in constant communication with a lot of the players that I train, so FaceTime, text, calls. Also just spending a lot of time planning and just figuring out how I can take that next step in my business and my life. So just constantly thinking of the next videos that I'm going to film for my social media, for my platform, for YouTube, next clinics I'm going to do, camps I'm going to do, different people I can collab with, just all different things that I can do to just continue to push forward. So this is just not a couple hours a day type thing. This is an all day, every single day type thing, 7 days a week, constantly thinking, studying, planning my next move to just continue to move myself and my players forward.
Some shooting stuff. He hasn't worked out in a couple days because gym access been a little crazy the last couple days, so we're resorting to another outdoor workout. So it is what it is. Like we said, got to get your work in any way we can. Just touch up, do some basic stuff, shooting off the dribble, off the catch, some movement stuff, and just maintain for now. So get what we can in.
So Kaleb's dedication and focus to getting better is extremely high. So he's all about just moving that needle forward and getting better 1% every single day. So we didn't even have access to a gym this day, so we found a way. We worked out outside and just got some quick work in to, again, just move that needle forward and get better 1% every day, because that's the goal. If we can just get slightly better day by day by day, we're going to continue to make progress.
Crossover, jump shot. Same thing to your left, and then you're going to go here. Skip, and then you can get into that little side step. Both sides, you got to make corner roll. You were looking straight, and then when you brought your hand to the ball, you started to look up. That's what makes it look like you're gonna shoot, right? So don't go here, because now you have no option to hesitate. Like, you can't look up, or else you're just looking at the sky. So you're looking at your defender, then you look up here. That tells your shot. All right, and if your defender's sagging off, obviously you get into your shot. Straight up. There it is. Last one. And get dunked.
Weak, but I'm strong.
So build up your shooting tolerance, your conditioning right there. Same thing finishing, like more reps against a live body, shit like that. Like we just incorporate kind of the same shit we do. We just make it harder, longer, more competitive, and stuff like that. So it just kind of gets more game specific. The conditioning becomes more game specific.
Yeah. So even when Matt's there, that's like the best cardio that I've.
100%.
Because it's like reacting.
And you have to actually play against somebody. It's way harder.
Yeah, there's something about like when you know what you're gonna do before doing it, it makes it way less hard.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But like when you just
and you might not even be going full speed. But when you have someone like you're playing against to hold you accountable. So, having Max is definitely a fucking huge piece.
If I was doing this by myself, I would feel like I'm doing it right, but I can't see myself doing it. So that's why it makes it better. Like even if we're just like fine tuning some things, it makes it always like better when you have a set of eyes on you, hold you accountable for every movement, especially when you start to get tired. You feel like you're working harder than you really are. If I have to come here every day at nighttime, whatever, this is better than fucking...
Yeah, and go and have to fucking stress it wherever you're trying to get in, wasting time.
And it's just more productive too, like just like than anything I would do by myself.
That's true. Yeah, and this is easy for me too.
So yeah, I can just fucking come here until we get back in Manchester.
So going through some NBA game film with some of my players can be extremely beneficial. A lot of athletes are visual learners, so they like to watch something. That's going to help them learn it at a deeper and more efficient level. So being able to take these players through some certain game actions, game situations, game reads, and even just footwork, this is going to help them learn it a lot quicker.
Like, and you can see it, like, if you watch 3 games in the beginning of the season versus like the last like 4 or 5 games, bro, I was a completely different player. The last 5 games, I was averaging like 24 and like 6. You know, Drew Holiday.
No, yeah, he is pretty.
I want to be like Drew Holiday. Yo,
you gotta be a mix between CJ and Drew Holiday. You know, like a lot of the shit that we're seeing, you're already better at it. Setting up screens and stuff's a lot better. You better hit that.
And they can also see why, when, and how it's even used in a game situation and what it really looks like. So by them watching an NBA player do these certain moves, it's going to help them learn at a more efficient rate to eventually transfer over these game situations, reads, small little details into the game, which can ultimately make them better players, which is ultimately the end goal.
The thing that I'm seeing, like his hips, like his hip strength is OD. Like, cause he'll be side to side with somebody, and then from here he's like going through you.
Yeah, he's
like,
just gonna hit you with
that's
his hip every
the
time.
only way he created that shot. Like,
He just uses his hips.
watch
every
after
time.
the crossover. He just like takes a step into his body. Boom, boom, into right through him.
Yeah, right here. That's his first step. So he can get a second step this way. He can also get the left step, finish on the right side, but with that left step here, he can end up finishing on the other side. So he's got option here, option first. You gotta get some sleep, bro.
8 o'clock tomorrow, right?
Yes, sir. Everything's 2 dribbles tomorrow.
2 dribbles.
2 dribbles to the rack.
2 dribbles below the 3.
Every trip.